Hi, welcome back to Coldstream Rod Shop. I'm Derek Fraser. For any of you out there that haven't seen this before, we're a small hobby hot rod shop here in Nova Scotia. Mostly work on 32 Fords and late 1920s hot rods. I do it part-time. I've got a daytime job that takes up most of my time, but nights and weekends we pick away at this. Tonight, mostly I'm going to talk about the 32 Ford pickup, but we're also going to talk about what we're going to be doing in the next few months or so. So as those people who've been watching my videos have seen, we were working on a 32 5-window coupe, which we stopped working on so that we could keep working on the 32 pickup. So we've been working on a plan to get a second 32 5-window coupe here, basically in the same kind of shape. Needs a lot of sheet metal work, a lot of fabrication. There's lots of videos of what we've done to this one so far, but our intention is actually to bring, fingers crossed, a second one back in about a month's time from a place in Ontario, and actually work on the two 32 5-window coupes at the same time. So once I get the 32 pickup out of the way and finish it on the road, then we're going to switch back to working on the 32 5-windows. On that same trip, we're going to keep on going further west and pick up another 32 Brookfield Roadster kit, which is made up of all seconds. So we've done 4 of these to date. This is one of the 4 that we kept for ourselves. What it is all the sheet metal pieces from Brookfield that were seconds, the doors and quarters and everything had something wrong with them. So what we did, we fixed all those pieces, put them together and assembled 4 of these bodies. So we'll pick that up, we'll bring it back, and we'll actually make a video, and I'll actually show you step by step how I put the whole 32 Roadster body together from beginning to end. And I'll try and put more of the videos in there of me actually putting it together and how I straighten the things out. Over here, as we started the video, I have the 2 rear fenders, which are actually Brookfield Roadster fenders. They were seconds as well. There's a couple of defects into it on the lines here. I've got to fix this. I mean, otherwise they're pretty good fenders, and I think there's something along the back I have to fix. So the metal's all prepped. All I did this time was I went online on Amazon and I picked up these Scotch-Brite imitation stripping wheels, and they worked actually amazingly well. I didn't think they would hold up as well as they did. I've used the Scotch-Brite ones, the brand name ones. They work exceptionally well as too, but at $30 a wheel versus $15 for 5 of these, well, I thought I'd give this a try and worked great. So both fenders are stripped. I'm going to dolly out a few little pieces where some of the errors are into it, and then I'm going to epoxy prime these 2 fenders and then hopefully get them painted. If you join me over in the other garage, I will show you what we've been doing on the 32 Ford pickup. Hi, so here we are over in the other garage where we do the assembly work on the cars and repairs too. What I've done, and I think I showed you in the last video or told you in the last video, we were going to do the running boards. So what I bought basically, oh, there's dirt in my fingers, bare steel 32 Ford running boards from Speedway. I put 2 coats of epoxy primer on it, and then I put 2 coats of single stage black urethane on both sides. And then on top here, I went and picked up 2 $25 cans of bed liner, and I just kept putting coats onto it. And I think there's about 8 coats here, and I think it's covered pretty good. So just kind of like a flat black look. I couldn't get, or I couldn't afford, I guess, the rubber ones. And I think the commercial trucks had steel running boards on them anyways. So I've seen this done before, and I kind of liked it. So those are all ready to go onto the pickup. I haven't put them on yet because we're working inside the cab, and it's just a little easier to work inside the cab with the running boards off for now. Now, I will let the camera lady come in this side, and I'll go around the other side. Now, on another video, I talked about how to wire up the dual wiper motors, but what I didn't do was install the wiper motors. So been working on how to install them, tried a couple of different things, but eventually came up with, like, instead of cutting the shaft and shoving it all the way in and putting something around it, I did a similar thing over on the Model A where I put a panel up and I put the wiper motors straight through. So I've made my panel, which if you've done it before, you probably have to go back and forth a couple dozen times, but essentially it's all ready to go in. I've got the holes drilled here for my dome light. I bought a mirror that I'm going to screw here. All the wires are wired through it, just a matter of hooking up. So we're going to put some vinyl on this and upholster it, and then come back and then install the wiper motors, wire it up, put the dome light in, put the rear view mirror in. So that took quite a few hours to do. As simple as what it is, but if you've done it before, you know it takes quite a bit of time. But that's where we are on this. Another thing that took a tremendous amount of time and should never have done that is I had to hook up the overflow. With all the shortages in parts, I could not find quarter-inch hose anywhere. I must have spent a couple days going around different Napas and CarQuest and everything else trying to find quarter-inch hose around here. But eventually I did. The overflow is in. Chicken shit little thing, but it's done. That wasn't good. Around front, we've got the headlights hooked up. Have even powered it up and turned them on. So we've got the headlights in, the grommets and the coverings onto it. So everything's all good there. On the front here, I spent most of the weekend actually working on the apron. The apron was installed before when we put this together, but it took a lot of work after I did the final assembly. It didn't fit. It quite literally did not fit. So a couple things, I could have cut it here and welded in a piece, because my issue is it wouldn't fit up underneath the grill shell. But what I did instead is I cut it here a couple times and kept moving it back until this lip fit up underneath the grill shell. This is going to be painted as well. We were debating, I was going to paint it blue, but then after I put it on, and I'll show you, so there's 4 screws that hold this on. Of course, I'm not going to cooperate with them tonight. There we go. So I've got it on there, and then also there's a screw that goes through the spreader bar bolts here. So you've got to get the right length of bolt, and then you've got to drill a hole down the center of that bolt. And then these will thread in. They do thread in. I've had this on twice. I may have sat on my mic there a couple seconds ago, so I don't know if we're going to have audio for this last bit. So apron is on. I'm actually tempted to paint it black because we've got some black accents on the 32 pickup here. It was going to be blue, the same as the rest of the car, and that would be normal. Mosquitoes in here, sorry. But the back of the headlights are black. We've got a lot of black accents, and I think I'm going to leave it black. I'm going to put single stage black onto it. Tell me what you think. Anyways, that's the video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and more to come. We've got a few more things lined up. Hopefully this will be on the road very, very soon, and then we'll move on to the other projects. Anyways, everybody take care. Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching.